Good morning, motivators. You're not going to believe this, but I just realized I totally forgot to send the group invites. So I'm going to go get those into Skype right now. So maybe some of our motivators will appear. You know, some of them got the personal message, which is awesome. But just give me a moment here. How are we all doing today? I can multitask a little bit. Are we having a great morning so far? It's Tuesday, the 30th of December. I got to tell you guys, I don't know that I've ever been so excited to see a year end. I'm really excited to begin new. It feels like a whole new everything. I feel like I'm cleansing my soul, shall we say. And I've been really working to be a better me, I guess, is really what I'm working to do. I'm working to truly find what's going on inside. Yesterday I was listening to Sue Monk Kidd on Super Soul Sunday with Oprah. She's an author, and I was just listening to her story. And she wrote a book called The Secret Life of Bees. I haven't read it. Probably one I want to read, since it was on the New York Times bestseller list for 2.5 years. It's a novel, and she has an amazing story, but what she talked about was discovering what lies at the bottom of your heart. What is it that you need to do? And she realized when she threw that question out there and really put it out there, the answer was that she was an author. That she was an author. And it's about really just letting go of anything you might think about and simply feeling what's at the bottom of your heart. And I really liked that. I took lots of notes. And it's really about the courage to ask what lies at the bottom of your heart, um, being present, paying attention. We become what we pay attention to. I loved how she said that. We become what we pay attention to. And I think that's really important because the truth of the matter is, hang on, there we go. All right, we're all invited. We should see some people coming in. Hey, John, Bill, great to see you, Catherine. Um, we become what we pay attention to. So the thing to ask yourself is where you are in your life right now, who you are right now, you are in your life right now. Is that really who you are? Is it really who you want to be? Are you where you want to be in life? Are you who you want to be in life? Are you doing what you love doing? Do you love what you're doing? And if the answer to any of that is, I'm not sure, or no, it's time to take a step back and ask, what's at the bottom of your heart? What lies at the bottom of your heart? Take in your own breath once in a while. Do these meditations. And I'm gonna let you in on something that I've discovered as I've been on this journey. And it's quite a journey. I had quite an aha moment this morning that just really opened my heart and made me, I'm just full of emotions right now because I'm just having so much inspiration. And I was going somewhere with this and now I totally can't remember. My apologies. I lost a thought there for a moment because I got too much into my own feeling. Talking about what we pay attention to. What are we doing what we love doing? Are we following our passion? Are we listening to our hearts? Or are we doing things because, I'm doing this because I really need to make more money and I really don't want to go out and get a job and, I heard you can make money online and I believe you can. And I'm going to do this because, I need to make money and I don't really like anything I'm doing at this. I can't stand it. I hate it. I don't enjoy any of this. It's not fun at all. And I'm really not getting any results. It doesn't really work. Or maybe it's just in your life in general that, you're doing the things you do, but do you love it? Is it you? Is it what you were born to do? When Sue Monk was young, she, did the traditional. She got married, she had children, she became a nurse, and said she was a good nurse. She's a very caring person, but she realized at one point she wasn't doing what she loved doing, and she didn't know what that was. And she was on a trek, or she was somewhere, and she put that question out there, what lies at the bottom of my heart? And the answer was, I am an author. I'm a novelist, she said. Never written anything in her life. And Oprah asked her, how long did it take you from the moment that you decided you are a novelist to write your first book? She said it was about 7 or 8 years. And she never stopped writing. She had no idea how she was going to write. She didn't know how to write. She just knew she was a novelist, that she had something to write. I'm a teacher. I can feel that in me. I'm a teacher of many things. And I do really truly believe I have a gift to see beyond the simple words, and to really get into as in the book here, the seat of the soul, Gary Zukav, to get to the seat of your soul. What's your gift? Where are you going in this journey? What floats your boat? What makes you so excited that it's just, you do it because it's just who you are? It's what you do. You love doing it. You get so much enjoyment out of it, so much pleasure. You do it for nothing. Do you have that in you? Is there something in you that's just seems like that's what you want to do? Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of you are here. You're working your business on the internet. You're trying to learn new tools and strategies, and sometimes it's fun and sometimes it's not. Maybe you enjoy this. I hope you do. You can enjoy anything you give attention to. It's really about how you give attention to it. So what are you giving attention to, and how? My goal moving forward, I realize, is to help all of you really understand how you are approaching everything you do. How are you looking at it? I've had so many life lessons in the last few days, some that I'd rather do without. However, that's not the way life works. We're all here to learn lessons, to experiment, to have fun. Because we all realize that this is temporary. This is temporary, right? Everything you're experiencing right now is temporary. You're here on this planet, in this physical existence is temporary. How temporary that is really depends on you. There are people out there that are older than old. And there are people out there that don't live a very long time. And it's really how we're approaching what we're doing. And does how you're approaching what you're doing change how long you're going to be here? I don't know. That really depends how you think about that, right? But everything you're doing is temporary. So if you don't like what you're doing right now, if what you're doing right now isn't feeling like the best there is, and I know you're working at it, but are you working at it from the bottom of your heart? Question I want you to think about. The world as it is not a permanent reality, but is a temporary product of our choices as creators. You are a creator. Do we all recognize that we are creators individually? That I am the creator of my life that I am living right now. I created this life by the choices I made, by the actions I took, by the thoughts I thought. I created this life. No one else created this life. No one did things to me. And I didn't, I mean, and I can't say that I asked for specific activities to happen to me. That was just the experience I came here to experience so that I could learn. So that I could learn to love without judgment, so that I could learn to love unconditionally. And to really truly understand what that means. Now, when we say that this too shall pass, you can create a new reality. The truth of the matter is that this too shall pass. It is temporary. Everything is temporary. Whatever you're experiencing right now is temporary, and you can change it that fast. If that's where I was going before, I knew I would come back full circle. There's something I've learned through all my journeys, through all these books I'm reading, through all these things I'm listening to all the people I'm listening to who have experienced that moment in life when life changes. For some of them, they had to experience something bad in order to get there. For others, they simply did the activities and got there. Do you want to know what I learned? Do you want to know how to find the secret of your life? It's the things that Abraham talks about. It's those things we need to do every day. And all of them, without fail, every leader, every successful person, every happy person in this world did these things. They got in touch with nature and they meditated. They got back in touch with nature and they meditated. They got back in touch with nature and they meditated. They changed their thoughts. They changed the way they felt. They recognized the beauty of everything around them. They truly got in touch with their vortex, with that high-flying disc. They recognized that they could change what was going on in their bodies, that they could talk to themselves, that they could change the events that were happening in their lives, and they did. You don't need to experience that in order to take that step, in order to do these things to change your life. You don't need to suffer the worst calamity in the world in order to do these things, in order to live a better life, in order to be happy. You simply need to decide that I am the creator of my own life, and if I don't want what I'm experiencing right now, I need to change how I feel. And I do that by meditating. I do that by going out and appreciating everything that is alive and not. The sidewalk, the grass, everything has life. The universe brought it here. You created it. We all created it together. It's magic. And yet, there's nothing magical about it. So if you're willing to do these things, if you're willing to meditate every day, and not just say you're going to, you need to find the meditation that will work for you. I love our Abraham meditations, and I love doing them, and they are powerful. And I've started meditating on my own. I set a timer, and I sit and I'm breathing, and it's a challenge. I will tell you, it is a challenge, and I can feel that it's getting better, and I'm doing it better, and I'm getting better at it, and I feel better. So if you're saying that, Barbara says, I love until I see hateful people hurt others and know I need to change that. That's right, because you're looking to see that. So when you see hateful people hurting others, what you need to do is find the love in them, and all you need to recognize is they're on their own path, they're on their own journey. And I recognize that today, that I can't change you, Barbara. I can't make things better for you. What I can do is teach you a few activities that you can do so you can make the changes that you want to make. But first of all, Barbara, you need to recognize, well, I recognize I need to change that in myself. I can see that. And that's what you're doing. You said that. I love until, and as soon as you say until, you know you're being judgmental. There's a judgment. We need to love unconditionally. We need to not pass judgment on others as they are on their own journey. And there will be good come from everything that is experienced in life. In some shape or form, there will be good come from it. My challenge to all of you today, right now, is to challenge you to simply start looking for all the amazingness in life. Now start practicing these games. Get on your attitude of gratitude, and when you see something that you don't like, number one, it doesn't really matter that you don't like it. What matters is that you let that go and say, you just turn your focus to something else. You don't need to give your attention to that. It's all right to notice it and recognize, oh, I don't feel good. That's not something that makes me feel good. Then change your focus. If you cannot leave the situation you're in where this negativeness is happening, then move yourself from the situation. I mean, it's Sue Monk yesterday in the thing with Oprah, she was talking about that. She was quoting someone, I don't remember who, I'd have to watch it again, but she was talking about being in a quiet area, being in your own quiet area, and yet the voices are so loud in your head, it's almost unbearable. And being in a crowded room where it's very loud, like any of our family gatherings, and yet being able to be extremely quiet in your life, right? You know, the thing they're doing has nothing to do with you, and all you can do is focus on the good. Remove yourself from the situation. If it's something harmful, take care of it, but remove yourself from the situation. It's a tough one. I don't know the situation, but it's simply about, at the end of the situation, you have to sit back and get down and get yourself back on your high-flying disc and not think about the situation. And it's a difficult thing to do. We're going through a few family things right now that, you know, really have nothing to do with us, yet they have everything to do with us. And it's really a challenge to get back on that high-flying disc and recognize there's nothing I can do about that. That's not about me. I did what I needed to do. I said what I needed to say. I'm going to get back on my high-flying disc, and I'm going to focus on all the things I want. And I'm going to tell you, it's really hard. It's really hard not to be thinking about what's going on over there. Right? It's really hard not to think about what's going on over there that I have no control over. Whoa, hello. I do want to read a little bit from our book. We started reading yesterday about the Yabba Dabba Doo corollary, transcendence, life sucks and then you die, or life is miraculous and I can't really die. Sometimes that's a hard one for us to get over. I just want to read a bit. We've got about 10 minutes. We might read a bit after our meditation. We'll see how we feel. Yes. Let's go back to our quote here. M&Ms or miracle mindsets. I love the title of this already. We're on page 200 of E Cubed. By Pam, get out. When we take one step, the universe takes 10,000. Tweak number 1. All right, so we're gonna be changing from life sucks and then you die to life is miraculous and I can't really die. So here's a tweak number 1. I have to versus I get to. Instead of thinking you have to do something, it's always wise to realize you get the opportunity to do whatever it is. That tiny tweak in wording, I get to go to my job. I get to have this comfortable conversation I get to have this uncomfortable conversation with my wife. I get to hear my lab results today. It's often enough to reroute the flight pattern of your life. I've heard this ugly rumor that there are people out there who don't like their jobs. People who don't get excited when the end rolls on the screen of their weekend. I've even heard more heart attacks happen on Monday, again, something to do with work, than any other day of the week. Since my work today, that word never really cuts it for me because, as you know, I love everything about my job, is offering tweaks. I'd like to suggest this sentiment, TGIM. Start Monday with this. I am so excited to get to go back to making money today. I'm so excited about anything, right? I get to versus I have to. I just want to ask all of you here, is there anything that you're doing today that's something that you have to do? I don't have anything today I have to do. I get to do a lot of things, and I really don't have anything I have to do. Come to think of it. I'm just curious, though, is there anything on your agenda that before this moment was something that in your mind was something you have to do? You have anything you have to do today? Maybe you have to get the laundry done, or maybe, oh, body has to blow leaves. What else? Anything else that you have to do? So anything that you hear yourself saying, I have to do this today, change it to, I get to do this. I get to do this. Tweak number 2, it's just the way it is. Has anybody ever said that about anything in your life? That's just the way it is. It's the way it is. There's nothing I can do about it. That's just the way it is. Versus, what else is possible? What else is possible? Once you loosen the rules and let go of all those facts you learned in school, all the patterns you picked up from your family and culture, you begin to see a whole different reality. The only reason your life looks the same today as it did yesterday is because that's where you've invested your energy. You're stuck in habitual patterns of perception. You miss all kinds of miracles because you focus only what is known. Instead of focusing on what's the same, on what's familiar, ask, what else is new? Playing make-believe, as we did as children, is a much holier tack. In fact, what we see and believe is reality now is simply what we're currently making believe is true. Ooh. That one needs a sticker. Did you get that? I just have to get a sticker. Come on, sticker. I'm going to repeat that one. You miss all kinds of miracles because you only oh, where we are. All right, here we go. What is this sentence here? Playing make-believe as we did as children is a much holier tack. In fact, what we see and believe as reality now is simply what we're currently making believe is true. Instead of telling it like it is, ask questions like these. What might happen in the next moment? What is possible if I let go of everything I know? How would life be if I surrendered all my beliefs? What if everything is absolutely perfect? As Richard Bartlett, author of Matrix Energy, says, when we change our consciousness around what is possible, rather than being limited by a reality construct dominated by what isn't possible, we discover that we are actually able to employ quantum energies and principles in our day-to-day lives in unexpected, fun, and miraculous ways. Tweak number 3, why can't I do this versus what if? This sounds familiar. When you ask, why can't I do this? Anyone ever said that? Why can't I do this? Why can't I make it work? Why is it not working for me? You obtain useless data. When you ask different questions, apply a different reference frame, you get different, and I would suggest better, information. Cultivating the habit of asking powerful, open-ended questions trains your right brain to listen to signals from your subconscious. Here are some of my what-if questions that you're welcome to borrow. What if cancer could be healed instantly? What if I wake up tomorrow and look younger? What if life can keep getting better and better? What if I start each day with a completely clear slate? It's like a deck of cards. Pick a reality. Any reality. Tweak number 4. There's not enough versus there's more where that came from. Most of us have a tendency to believe in limits. Instead of realizing the infinity of our source, we put the brakes on and worry there's only so much to go around. When my friend Carla's 4 kids were young, she used to constantly think, there's never enough time. After several years of creating that reality, she got it. She began affirming, There is always plenty of time. It was the funniest thing, she says. The days still had the same 24 hours, but everything changed. I suddenly had exactly what I had called in. Plenty of time. That's another huge one. Anybody here ever think there's just so many hours in a day, I just don't have enough time? There's always plenty of time. We got time to read one more, and then we'll finish up after our meditation. Tweak number 5. It's hard versus it's a piece of cake. There's a 4-letter word that, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the most dangerous words in the English language. It's especially damning when combined with something you hope to accomplish, such as lose weight, attract money, get a hot date. The word is hard, as in it's hard to pick your poison. Anybody here ever say it's hard? I hear it every day from people I work with. It's hard. Because our beliefs are so powerful, literally sculpting our lives on a moment-by-moment basis to believe, and especially to say out loud, that anything is difficult is extremely counterproductive. If we expect things to be hard, we can certainly create life that way. As for me, I prefer creating a life where I simply open the doors and windows and let Source and all its accompanying blessings flow freely in. My beautiful colleague and friend Anola Charity presented me with a Staples Easy button. This 3-inch red button, when pressed, repeats, "That was easy." It's now one of my mantras. I affirm that the more I hand over to the universe, the field of infinite potentiality that is so much smarter than I am, the better my life becomes. Do you guys remember playing the game, turning it over to the manager and asking it as given? That's what that's about, isn't it? We'll maybe finish up after the call, or we'll finish up tomorrow. I think we're going to have fun with this experiment. How about you guys? What shall we meditate to today? I think we did general well-being yesterday. Or not, I think. Yes, we did. Any suggestions today? Any preferences today? Anyone having a challenge with anything today? Maybe relationships. Since Barbara has people that she doesn't like what they're doing. And in relationships, you learn that what they're doing has nothing to do with you. And it's all about them. And that the sooner you get on your high-flying disc and offer a vibration of love and caring and don't look at what is about that, things change. Not easy to do. Sometimes it's not easy to do. I think relationships works for me too. Everyone else? Are we good with that? Let me come back here, Abraham. There it is. Anyone? There must be a huge lag. We're good with relationships today? Excellent. Sit back, relax, listen to the words. Let the breathing go with the music. If you can do that for the 15 minutes, you're going to feel some magic. We'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Can't wait to hear how you feel.
Welcome. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is nice to have this opportunity to visit about relationships. Breathe in, breathe out. There is no subject of greater significance to you than relationships, for without others you could not be you. Breathe in, breathe out. The others with whom you share your planet are of tremendous value to you, even when you want different things. Your Earth environment is large enough to accommodate all of the variety of interests, beliefs, and desires. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your differences are of great advantage in the stimulation of new ideas and are important to your expansion. Breathe in. Breathe out. You came here eagerly anticipating the expansion that would be born from your interaction with others. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you understand the value of differing opinions, you will reap immediate value from every relationship. And since you cannot make them change to please you, appreciating them where they are will give you ease. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sometimes it seems like others have the power to negatively affect your experience, but that is never true. Breathe in. Breathe out. Only your response to them has the power to pinch you off from the naturally good-feeling person you are. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sometimes others believe that their happiness depends upon your response to them, but that is never true. If you encourage them to believe that and stand on your head to please them, you don't help them or you. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you expect another to succeed without the benefit of your help, you see them as their source sees them. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you believe another needs your help and you shore up their weakness with your strength, you help them not. Breathe in. Breathe out. When you look for another's strengths, even when they are hard to find, your attention to them amplifies them. And in time, because of the spotlight you have shined, those strengths will become apparent to others as well. Breathe in. Breathe out. When others lash out at you in anger with words or action, their battle is not with you, but with themselves. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you do not take their behavior personally, understanding it is their personal battle, in time they'll leave you out of it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sometimes you think it is important what others think of you, and so you work to extract approval from them. There is really little that you can do to keep their approval coming, for it is never about you, but about them. Breathe in. Breathe out. If you will release all concern about how others feel about you and focus only upon how you feel about them, you will unearth your core understanding of who you really are, and you will discover what true freedom really is. Breathe in. Breathe out. At your core, you are more alike than different, for you share a common thread of source and love and expansion. If you feel threatened by another, that threat is not real, for only you can stop the flow of your natural well-being. Breathe in. Breathe out. As you insist on looking for positive aspects in others, in time, only positive aspects can be shown to you. For you will have incrementally adjusted your vibrational point of attraction, and by law, that must be so. Breathe in. Breathe out. It is certain that you can find the relationships that you desire, but first, there is something very important that you must do. You must become a vibrational match to the qualities that you seek, because what comes to you always matches you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Focus on the best you can in others, and when characteristics you want are missing, practice seeing them anyway. When you practice the thoughts of the things that you desire, they must show up in your experience. It is law. Breathe in. Breathe out. You are doing extremely well. The relationships that you seek are flowing to you. Relax and enjoy the unfolding. Feel appreciation for what is, and eagerness for what is coming. There is great love here for you. Breathe in. For the next few minutes, letting the music guide you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. there is great love here for you. And as always, we remain in the vortex.
Welcome back. Did some of those words kind of settle into it for you, Barbara? Did you kind of go, okay, yeah, I get that. But you know what? You guys gotta do me a favor, okay? Stop beating yourselves up when you don't get it perfect the first time. Keep at it. You guys are doing amazing. You really and truly are. I just love you to bits. All right. Do we want to finish up this chapter, or shall we finish this chapter tomorrow? We're just a few here today. It's up to you. Do we want to finish the chapter today or tomorrow? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Since we're only 6 people here, you guys can decide. But y'all have to vote. I'm thinking so. We're so close to the end. And then we can spend the rest of the year and next year really discussing what's happening. How are you using these experiments? Okay, tweak number 6. I'm all alone versus I'm connected to everything. That feels good. Page 203. Potentially, you are in touch with every person, every answer, every material thing you could ever want. Absolutely everything is available to you. It's impossible to cut yourself off from this connection. Can you imagine one Christmas light in a string of lights complaining, I'm not glowing over here. What's wrong with me? Why am I separate? Why am I cut off? How do I fix this big problem? You fix the problem by giving up the belief you have a problem. You are hooked forever and for all time to the FP and everything else you desire. So if you want to manifest something, simply begin to put your attention on it. Whatever you put your attention on comes alive. Like those kids' computer games. When you point your cursor on, say, a cupboard, the door opens and a mouse starts dancing or a ball starts bouncing. If you put your cursor on all the opportunities and love in the scenes of your life, that reality comes alive. But if you continue to click on the monsters under the bed, they too are more than happy to put in an appearance. The thing is, we're the ones. We're the ones manning the dials. We're the ones deciding where to point our cursors, where to send our attention. Anecdotal evidence. Contestant number 43,212. We have nothing to lose by attempting to achieve the miraculous. Ooh, that feels good. If you're one of the 5 people on the planet Earth who hasn't yet heard of Susan Boyle, allow me the pleasure of introducing you. The Scottish mezzo-soprano whom comedian Stephen Colbert described as at the Grammys as a 40-year-old cat lady in sensible shoes, is the quintessential model of transcendence. She was the youngest of 9 kids. Her dad was a miner. The family got by, barely. When she was born on April 1st, 1961, there was trouble with her delivery, and doctors told her parents that because of a substantial absence of oxygen, she was probably going to be a slow learner, lead a second-rate life. At school, she was bullied, called Susie Simple. She had one short-lived job as a cook's apprentice and lived at home with her parents until her dad and then her mom finally passed in 2007 when Susan was 46. A year later, still grieving, Susan Magdalene Boyle showed up for an audition on Britain's Got Talent. She was decades older than most of the contestants, certainly a lot less hip. She had a thick accent and looked about as opposite as you can get from most successful singers today. How many of you saw her sing or saw her video? Until she headed to Glasgow for that now famous audition, she had never sung for an audience bigger than her parish church, had never even ridden a bus by herself. In fact, when departing her hometown of Blackburn, Scotland, she initially boarded the wrong bus. When she stepped out onto the stage, barely getting a bored glance from Simon Cole and the other judges, she looked like the rest of us, average, scared, and destined to be forgotten. But before she could even finish her captivating performance of I Dreamed a Dream from Les Miserables, the entire audience was standing, applauding wildly, and Simon Colwell was, for once, speechless. Just thinking about it, I'm emotional. I've got tears in my eyes. Within 9 days, her audition had been watched by 100 million YouTube viewers, and when her album debuted a few months later, it was the best-selling album across the globe, now knocking out Leona Lewis's Spirit as the UK's best-selling debut album of all time. Subo, as the media began to call this Scottish songstress with the big voice, has since gone on to sing for the Queen of England, Oprah, and Pope Benedict. She has performed with her idols Donny Osmond and Elaine Page, and less than a year after that transcendent performance, was voted by Time magazine as the 7th most influential person in the world. Needless to say, she no longer lives in poverty. So no matter how long you've been locked out or how average you may feel, it's completely irrelevant. It matters not one whit what the doctors said, the names your classmates called you, or whatever career you might have had or not had. It doesn't even matter whether you initially got on the wrong bus, or that you don't feel as hip or as young as everyone else. Your transcendence is inevitable. Your connection to the FP is as sure as tomorrow's sunrise. Doesn't it feel good just hearing all that? I'm not sure that we're going to get through this today, but we'll try. The method, the way is not hard, but it is very different. From A Course in Miracles. If you could shut down the ticker tape that continually runs on the edge of your consciousness, you wouldn't need this experiment. You'd be living in and continually aware of the sacred buzz, the truth of your ever-expanding good. Most of us, instead, believe we have to wait. We have to follow the proper steps. The stars have to be lined up. The balls with our lottery numbers have to drop. But it's here now, surrounding us, bathing us in peace, love, and joy. This experiment is not about getting anything. It's about letting truth be. To do this experiment properly, you have to let go of your fears. Set aside the erroneous notion that reality is frightening or not to your liking. More than a seeking of something, this experiment is akin to a blowtorch, blasting away everything that isn't real. So here are the steps. Ready? Number 1. Ask the field of potentiality sincerely and fervently for a transcendent moment. Ask to be clearly shown. Although many have tried to explain transcendence, Kant, for example, called it that which goes beyond. It's so big and so extraordinary that words have little ability to illustrate it. Suffice it to say that when you get there, you will not miss it. Every time you're in front of a mirror during the next 3 days, and way too often for most of us in the Western world, look deep into your eyes and repeat to yourself, if someone wants to write this down for me, this is not who I really am. I am so much more than this limited body. This leaves some wiggle room in your reality. Okay? This is not who I really am. I am so much more than this limited body. This is not who I really am. I am so much more than this limited body. Allow yourself the luxury of being absorbed in a feeling of being deeply loved, being taken care of, having the abundance of all you need. Sink down into this infinite care the way you'd sink into an overstuffed couch. Whenever possible, notice the buzz within your body. As you take your attention off thought, you'll feel this buzzing of energy flowing through your body. I call it the big happy. As you start to detach from your overamped mind, you'll notice a fluidity, an opening, a less solid feeling, and drop down into a neutral, endless ocean of infinite possibilities. Here's the lab report sheet. The Yabba Dabba Doo corollary. This is an invisible energy force. There is an invisible energy force or field of infinite possibilities. Do you guys actually believe that there is an invisible energy force? Let's check that, because this experiment is going to prove that there is. Here's the question. If there really is an invisible river of life, a force field that provides the blueprint for my life, why am I so often unaware of it? And is it possible that I can hook into it? The hypothesis. If I release the resistance to that which is trying to come forth through me, I will get a glimpse, a sampling of what life really is. Here's the approach. Okay, FP, this is your moment of glory. I expect to be shown a glimpse of my connection to the field, complete with the awe and the magnitude. I've heard that once it comes, there's no mistaking it. And for the next 72 hours, I'm going to be consciously receptive, listening, and trusting that I will catch a glimpse of the river of life. Ooh, this is going to be fun. All right, let's read. There's just a short blog here, and then we'll wrap up for today. Raining Cats and Blogs. It's TGIF. Booze. Celebrate what you want to see more of. Time to get out and celebrate. Time to remember how lucky you are. Time to give praise to the highest and holies. As my mentor Rob Bresney would say, let's break open the forbidden happiness. Sure, I have a to-do list. In fact, I have 2 of them. On mine, dream up better questions. Have the best day of my life. The other to-do list is for Source, God, the field of infinite potentiality, and here's what it says. Handle everything else. Turning it over to the manager. That's huge, isn't it? We'll read the afterword and talk about, there's an extra experiment that we can talk about. Oh, that'll be fun. Yep. We're almost done this book, you know. Exciting or what? I think today was big. Do you guys feel the bigness of it? I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations. I create my life. I release resistance. I'm free. You are free to go. You are free to stay and listen to this motivational video. It's certainly up to you. I love you guys. Thank you for being here every day. We'll see you tomorrow. Be blessed. Be loved. Be well.